So if you are set, I'm set. So I thought of something. You enter an information to your database and you discover that there was a mistake. How do you do the correction? Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, with you.
So when you view your book, you discover that one particular book, maybe there is a spelling error or something, and you want to make a correction. So there should be a way to do that also. Just like when we create our profile for anything and then we discover an error, there should be an edit and you'll be able to do the correction. So I'll take you back to memory lane and let's see what we did here to enter new book. We'll go to the code. If you look at the formula bar, we navigate to another screen and we created new form. So this time around, if you want to make change, then instead of new form, we are going to use the command edit form. But to do that, we should have a way to specify what we want to edit. So I'll go and steal something that we have already done. This borrow screen. I can duplicate the screen. And then I will rename the duplicate. You all know how to do this. That's why I don't really worry again. Edit screen. Okay. So, and this form, I have a form here. This form, I will change the default mode to edit. Okay. It's now looking like our form again. Instead of borrow here, I'll change the name to submit or save. So there should be a way to move from front end to this point. Let's go back to our home screen and create one more button. I'm going to copy this. Control C and Control V, paste. Shift this, shift this, shift this. So I'll call this one my edit book. So in order to create function for this, I'm going to change the initial navigation. Where's the navigation going to?
Edit
It's going to
screen.
go to the edit screen. So
Edit screen.
I will navigate to the edit screen. And like I told you earlier, instead of creating new form, if you use new form, that means you want to enter new set of information, and it's going to create another item for you. So we are going to use edit so that it will know that the form that it will show to me, all I need to do is just to edit. I think we are good on this. We can test that. Go to edit, keeps us to the page. We select the information we want to change. So I want to make this 1998, but I've not programmed my save information. So before I do that, my save information is, when I click on select, what should I do? Submit form. The same form 1. Have we programmed the cancel button? Yes. Back. Are we sure we want to go back? Okay, yeah, that's if we cancel, we'll go back to the home screen. So at this point, watch out for what we changed here from 1993
to
1998. 1993 to 1998. Let me save that. Save. You working?
No, it has not saved.
It didn't take my command. Submit form 1, save. Submit. So I'm not going to view my book. This guy.
It's still there.
Edit. It's not saving. What did I do wrong? Something was wrong. Go back to enter new book. What did I program here? Submit. Submit form. I see now taking it now. This works. Why is this not working? What it do?
Come on, deal. Come on, deal.
That's just the function. What I submit from the same form. Okay. Sorry, something went wrong. I think we now have a different form. We have a different form. See the name.
Form 2.
Okay.
It's already form 2 somewhere. So that's why. So submit form 3. So let's try. So 1998 now, save. All right, take it.
Yep.
I'm still trying mine.
Because we are saving a new form and it doesn't know the command. The form we want to try to save is here. So it's another form. So can we move forward? So that's just the simple way of editing information. So there are three basic things. You have your database, you have the front end, create new information, but there should be a way to, edit whatever you input in case you have an error. And there are still some other function that allows you to delete in case you need to delete something. But we'll be learning that through the course of this training. So the most important thing I want us to do today is to take a look into Power Automate. So we want to try to automate some things here. But before we do that, we want to make an adjustment to our database, if you permit me. So let me paint the scenario we want to program before we go ahead with the programming. What we want to do is that this is my library. And my friends, my family, anybody can decide to come and borrow any of my books. And I want to make sure I'm keeping track of where my book is located, who is keeping my book, and I deliberately want a situation where when you request to borrow my book, you must seek my approval before you can get into my library to pick my book. So I want us to change this database to put a column for status. Status. We're going to add one more column called status so that we'll be able to know if a book is available or has been borrowed. Okay?
Yes, sir.
That is one. Two, we are going to create another record that will track who borrowed my book. But for now, I don't want to create a complexity into the database. We will just compromise and create another column for borrower. So if my book is available, then the borrower column will be empty. And if it's not available, I'll be able to know who borrowed the book. I think that's fair enough for starter like us. So we'll go back to our Excel, my library Excel. That's our database. I'm going to just insert a column here. I'll call it status. And I'm going to insert another column. I will call that one borrower. Okay. Okay, let's just keep it at this before we go and create unnecessary complexity that will keep us roaming around. So the status, I'm going to pre-fill them available. They are all available for now. Available. Are we on the same page? Are we all on the same page?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you like 5 minutes for you to catch up.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
yes, yes. I'm with you.
All right.
Yes, sir. So, sir, how did you go back to our data source? I think I lost that part.
Yes, we created a folder last week where we kept our Excel file,
Exactly.
like inside our Dropbox somewhere,
OneDrive.
OneDrive. So for me, I created and I think which one did I put my own? Okay, SGS hackathon. Then my library. I don't know what, but the simplest thing to do is you can see this, type here to search, find my library. It will come up for you to see. Then you can click and open it.
Yes, sir. So, I thought you access the Excel data source from the Power Apps, yes, sir.
Not really. I went to the back end because now I want to change the structure of the database. I went to the back end to open Excel hub, and then change whatever I wanted to change here.
Okay, okay.
I actually went into my OneDrive where I kept the file called my library.xls. I open it. I added the status column and the borrower column.
So I am there now, sir. I have added the two columns, status and borrower, and the available have been tagged in all of the rows.
The question again?
It's not a question. I am informing you that we are on the same page now. That I have been
All
able
right,
to
excellent.
insert the status and borrower column.
Okay, so what we will come back to our app and back to the edit stage. So look at this icon with data.
Okay, sir.
You click on it, you will see the bookshelf app there, the bookshelf database. So we want to refresh so that the new changes we made will be seen by Power App.
Okay.
Make sure you save it here first, save it here and close it. Then we'll come back to Power App and do a refresh. Mine is refreshed. So I can where are we now? I want to know the screen we have now. Okay, we are done with this. I actually want to go to borrow a book screen. Okay, here. So at this point, I want this gallery to show me one more thing. Copy this to see Control V. Remember that whatever you change on the first one, which is the template, will affect every other ones. I want to pick, I want to change it to status.
Mhm.
Okay. Mm. Trying to think about something to do. That's what happened to a teacher without training notes. So I'm going to copy this guy. I'll copy it. I'm going to paste it and rename it. Borrowers. Let me just leave it at that. Borrowers. Okay. So I'm going to have left that. So I'm going to delete everything on this one. Trying to see what I need to do right away. Okay. I'm trying to use a particular Power Automate function, the simplest. I don't want us to start using the complex one. That is why we are going through this. So I want this borrow. What will it do? Okay. I want to bring in another data source. Through a connector, we all know how to use our connectors. You use OneDrive, ordinary OneDrive. I use OneDrive but for business. It's still the same thing. So you go to the same place where you have your library Excel. Then I want to please be rest assured that you are selecting this form while we are doing this thing. I want to select borrowers. Wait till before I create katakata. Under this particular form, we need to change because we copied, we need to change some other parameters. As my name manager. Remember, we need to change this place as list. And that's okay. Then my power helps again to go to this point. My connector. That's my OneDrive for business. Documents. Followers list. Okay. We edit the feed. Still the same thing we want. Okay. Do we have everything? Add follower.
Status.
Yes, I don't think I need the status on this table. I only need the status on the other table. So let me not create confusion. I'm going to remove status here. Delete. I'll save. Then on the other table, I will remove borrower. Okay. So let's have peace. So I can go back to my, yeah, everything is ready here. So I have everything I want. And I can come here because of those changes we made. You come back to our database. You see that we now have two data sources. So we refresh the two of them to reflect the changes we have made. Okay. Okay. All right. Something went wrong here. I'm going to remove this command. I've scattered many things. I want you to ask questions.
Yes. Why are we removing that command from? Because I'm looking at
That command that we used that time is taken from the same data source to the information from the same data source to the form. But now he's taking this information from the library and I want us to save it in the borrowers.
okay.
So that first form does not work for that.
So it means that we need to rewrite the command to be able to capture that.
Yes. Who will offend now? It's okay. Something went wrong, we will always adjust. Fine. Let it. So we will appreciate what I'm trying to do when we eventually invoke our power automate, because we actually wanted to automate a process, the approval process. So the function that I want to use is that when a new item hits that one list, it should trigger a flow. Let's wait for my screen to come up. Where does it take me back to? This is why we should be saving every time. So which form is this? Form 2. Okay. And this it has taken me some steps back, I guess. That's it. That's problem with when it's run into problem without saving. Remember, we've gone through these steps before.
Exactly.
Because I did not save. So, and the perhaps run into error It took me some steps back. So I removed this. I have borderline. So in this case now, before we mapped everything from the gallery. Remember, this is the gallery. Whatever we selected on this gallery, we want it to show here. Do you understand?
Exactly.
Yes,
But
sir.
in this case, they are now different tables. This guy belongs to the library table or the library database, and this guy is going into the borrower's database. So I cannot do that mapping we did directly before. So what I'm going to do is we are going to do the mapping one by one. So I don't want it to take the parent dot display name again. Parent dot default. I'll come here and under advanced, you will see this padlock. You unlock it. Please note that there are two boxes here. The one for the title and the other one is for the information that goes into it. So what I want is, I will define that. What's the name of this gallery? Borrow book gallery. So I'll come here and say, what I want is borrow book gallery dot selected dot the title. What's happening now? Let's title Gongo. What's this one? Oh, see my mistake here now. My title has a space, so I have to continue to use it with space. So dot. All right.
Yes, sir.
So the other one, still the same thing. That is, what are we doing? I want you to show to me anything I selected on the borrow book gallery. I want it to show to me on form 2. That's just what the command is saying. So this guy is locked, we unlock it. So the same thing is borrow
Book gallery
dot
selected
dot what?
dot title.
Author.
Author.
I want the author in that place to show in the author in this place also. I'll come to this one also. I unlock the padlock, borrow book. I think I need to copy it to make it smarter. Dot selected. I'm going to copy this because this is what you are going to use auto. Addition. Dot addition. Okay, you see how I'm copying everything to this side. Just because they don't belong to the same database, but I want to copy from that database to this database. Anything I select here. So I unlock the padlock. Now making it smarter, I've copied it already. Dot year. Okay. It's appearing. Then the next one, I do the same thing. Search publisher.
Publisher.
Okay. But the last one.
Borrower.
Unlock. What are you going to do here? Unlock.
Unlock.
What do you want to do?
You copy and paste.
From where now?
From the
The borrower is not in your database. About it,
So that means the borrower will have to create room for the borrower to insert his or her information.
Thank you. We can do that, but applications are always smarter. Try this. What did you see?
User,
your name.
full name, and it's providing the full name.
Does it show your name?
Well, I'm only following now. I'm not doing it again.
What?
I'm only following now. I'm not doing it as you are doing it.
Okay. So this function, user bracket open bracket close dot full name, means the person that log on to the application. Give me the full name of that person. So if I want to be the one to borrow the book, I'll sit on my computer, I will log on using my username and password. And at the back end, when they were creating our username and password, they've already put our name there. So it knows it is this particular person that logged on. So by using that function, it will put the name of that person that logged on to borrow book. Do we get that?
Yes.
Yes.
So, and what do we do here? Borrow. And ordinarily, this just we just put a front name that we want. It's a button, and it has to do something. We just want to save this information to the borrower's database. So, what's the function you use for saving form? Submit form. Which form now? What's the name of this form?
Form 2.
Form 2. So submit form 2. So I'll save. I'll run so that let's see what happened. What's happening here? This form. This is the issue when you go and be borrowing. When you go and be borrowing forms, it should be an edit form. I don't see a. Okay. At least I can see. Things like this, we learn and relearn and relearn our mistakes when you begin to borrow screen, create screen from another screen. So how did we get to this point? From home page. I run and go back to home page and see this guy borrow a book. Borrow a book. So if I click this how I got to this place, because this item is going into a new database. The type of form we need to use is a add new form. We should use an add new form. That is why it's not displaying. So I'll go back and say, if I have to borrow, when you navigate to that place, you have to, where's this? Use a new form, form 2. I hope we got the concept.
Yes, sir.
So let's save and try again and see if we. So the moment I go and come in here, so I have whatever I select is the book I want to borrow. So I can decide to make it a view form, view only, so that I won't be able to manipulate it. Okay, because a new form, it will not allow, but then it has done what I wanted. So wrong, something is hiding. Okay, it's okay. So we are free to go. And I always like, before I submit, attach the success form and the success page. So here on the form, we go to advance on success. On success, do we remember that command?
Exactly.
Sorry, navigate to where? Navigate to success screen.
Success page.
I have success screen. And then transition none. So I want to be sure that whatever I'm saving, I want to be sure that it's something tells me that it's actually saved. So borrow. So successfully completed. Then I go. I don't know. I want to go and peep through. Is there?
Wow. Wow. But the borrower is not showing.
Power apps. We will troubleshoot and troubleshoot and troubleshoot. We will get it. It seems to have some sometimes.
What I noticed was that the name appears on the first bar and not that place where text is supposed to be. I don't know if you
that
get
means
that.
we made that mistake, right?
Exactly, we made a mistake. The name appears on the top and not at the text place.
My brain was telling me something went wrong, but I didn't take notes.
This is it.
So this guy is supposed to take this Control X. This is the guy that's supposed to take it.
To take the command.
Right. So, and this one now we take parent.default back. Parent.display name, right? Okay. So where is it again now? Parent dot display name. Okay. Want to try again? Save. And let me pick another one so that can get to close this guy. Borrow. Okay. So I'll go and check again and see what went wrong. Close this. Things are very funny sometimes. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, no.
that's it. That's it. So we are still doing the database and the Power Apps side of the show. Now we want to do the automate side. We'll come back and let me collapse all this. Look at this icon. What can you see? Are we together?
Yes, take your cursor out of that icon. Okay, that is Power Automate.
Automate. Yeah. I'm going to click that. We want to create a new flow. So to create a flow, Microsoft has made life easy for us that we have a lot of templates that we can work with. So send a profile and follow up via Teams, add an item to SharePoint and send an email, blah, 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 something like that. See more. Actually looking for the one that has something to do with Excel. And get out if you cannot find that. Say master if you find. Add a flow. I want an instant flow. Create. Stick up into the same place. I think. Let me publish this first. I got it to leave to my solution. Okay. So, my solution. The solution is my own. Because of all of us are using single license, so all our solutions are concentrated in one place. We have to start looking for which one is yours. So I'm more interested in flow. So I will instant flow. Okay. I'm looking for the one that has to do with Excel. Excel. I need to speed this and see if I. Okay. So let me explain this concept. Flow is the old name for what Microsoft called Power Automate. It's just a way of automating some task without human intervention, just to create some things to make sure they begin to do things behind the scene while you are concentrated on certain non-repetitive task. So, but there must be a trigger. Something must trigger a flow, and some action will follow the trigger. So I'm looking for a trigger. And the trigger, because my database has something to do with Excel, that's why I'm looking for Excel as my trigger. Or where's Excel? Yeah. Excel Online, OneDrive, Excel Online for Business. I don't know which one will work for you. So we'll have to do some trial, see more. Looking for Excel. There's no trigger in Excel. Wait. Antika Mokona. It is our free license. Let's see. Let's see. If I try this, it will have a license issue. Anyone I try will give us a license issue. Okay, that's what we can do with the Excel we have. Excel. That's the only one we have. Okay, let's see. Excel Online for a selected row. There are many things. Let me just let you see the many things I'm looking for. For example, assuming our database is a SharePoint. When an item is created, meaning that the moment you send any information to that database, just like we just borrowed book and the information landed on the database, something should happen. That's what we call the trigger. That is when an item is created, once you add anything to that database, something must happen. This one is saying when an item is created or modified. This one is saying when a file is created in a folder. This one is saying when a file is created. The moment you save a file on a OneDrive, something must happen. So those are what we call trigger. So I'm trying to look for a trigger in Excel, and they seems to be beating me to my game. I don't want to. Excel also has all this when an item is created, but because our type of Excel that we have, they are not the license that function with Power Automate. So they are trying to give us some headache. But I'm going to see how I'm going to work with
any one of these Excel. I saw two Excel before. Where's the second one now? Excel for OneDrive. That one does not have trigger. Okay. The only one that has trigger. We'll see how we want to trigger something for it. This one. Okay. For a selected row. Okay, let me pick it. So something happen. Okay. Where is that Excel? We need to go and look for it. It's somewhere in my OneDrive for Business. And exit. The file itself is located where? Yeah. Yeah. Which one do I want to use? This one. And the table. Forward list. For a selected row. Let's add an input. I'll come back to that. New step. What do I want to do? I want approval. 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 Create an approval. Approval type. First to respond. What's the title for this approval? Request to borrow a book. Are we all on the same page?
I'm following you.
Better.
We are following, sir.
Assigned to. Just put my own email. That thing I wanted is not this guy. Okay. Not too happy with what I'm getting. So let me just quickly do something. Not happy with what's happening here. That's not what I want to teach. Let's go here and say SGS alumni dot SharePoint .com. That's me. Okay. I want to create a new list. From Excel. I already created an Excel. I'll upload the Excel, this guy. It's in use. Okay, close it. Close this guy. So I've done what I want. That's the name. It's creating the list. Okay. What you read you I want to delete this. Okay, these are the two things we have before. So we'll go back to our app quickly. I'll go back to our app quickly and move that table to my app. This guy edits. We are just a few steps away from completing this session. So these are the things we do when that's what we see when we are trying to violate license. Microsoft is a very smart organization. So borrow a book page. This guy, this form, I don't want it to be referencing Excel again. I want it to now reference, I want another connector.
SharePoint.
I told you you will have a lot of connectors, SharePoint, and then go there. It said I can connect, and insurance communication sites. I think this, I have, what's the name of the one I just created now? Replace my data cards. Egbe, what's my phone initiative? All right, I will. At least it has done what I wanted. So, want this to be true so that okay, or something like this. This video, I don't want this. Remove this. Remove attachments. Remove that also. Okay, so these are that's my form. So I'll assign shape papa. Then read it there. What a copying on me. That is borrow book gallery dot selected dot I won't tie to that has error. Tie this thing. Go need to version way. And you make your mistake, you have to live with it. To continue to live with this mistake. Okay. I need to copy this one. This one. You already know what we did here now. So I don't need to spend much time here. This one is author. Author. Okay. Then this one is edition. This one. Publisher. And this one is user dot full name. Okay, let me see if I run this. Let's see if it will go into the SharePoint. Let me take this our brighter grammar. See, I borrow. Let me see if I refresh this. Yeah, I have brighter grammar. Okay, so we have directed our app to our new database is now SharePoint. So we can now create new flow. So new instant cloud flow. I'll give it a name. Library approver. I want me to choose a trigger. I want to choose a trigger when a site, where's the one I want now? I'll cancel this. I don't always like that their template. Come here, skip this. I like to choose what I want. When an item is created, this is the one that should trigger. And where should it be created? I look for that my site and my database name, borrowers. Okay. So other option, nothing. So that is anytime a new information drop in this table, what should happen? What I want is approval. Create an approval. Approval type. You can just select any type, but I always like this first to respond. Title should be request to borrow. I can be smart with that. I will put something here to make it smarter. Assigned to the owner of the book, me. Okay. Then the new step. I want to put a condition control. Choose a value. Response. Where's the response? This guy. That's a link. Approval email. Write the title, item link, item description. Right. Sorry, I need to quickly run out. The generator is running out of fuel. Let me quickly kill it. Was there any comment when I left? Okay. Let's see, where are we? If yes, do something. If no, do something. I've not really seen what I'm looking for here. Something has changed over time. Let me save this guy first. Library approval. Save. So quickly steal something. Yeah. That time is created, start an approval. Looking for outcome. Okay. Looking for outcome. So go back. This guy, edit. Yes. The details here is hello. I will like to borrow a book titled what's the title? This guy. This edition. By author. I will be glad if you can borrow me this book ASAP. Thank you. Regards. Who is the person sending the request in our database? Borrower.
Borrower.
Okay. So it's like this approval will go like like an email. It's going to go to this person, and it's going to write it like, I would like to borrow a book title, the title of the book selected, edition by this author. I'll be glad if you can borrow me this book ASAP. Thank you. Regards. I want to, So that's all. So the condition point now is we are looking for outcome. I don't know why we are not seeing outcome in this one. Outcome is what we are looking for. I don't know why we don't see outcome. It's that parameter from steps, create an approval. I cannot see outcome from that. I don't know. Go back again. I'll save this. Let me see this. I'll save this as for Microsoft to return somebody to something else. So when an item is created in this library, start an approval, request of an approval for this book. First, approval. Borrowing is okay, and I want the email to go to this person. If you want to be the one receiving your email, you can put your own email at this point. And hello, this one I can say hello alone. A principal is required for his title. By his author as ASAP. Regards for outcome now. Update that. Hear me.
Hello. Hello.
You hear me now?
Network. Yeah, yes.
I think I'm back.
Yes, you are back.
confirm.
Something meaningless.
I want someone who can hear me.
I can hear you
Yes,
from my end.
I can hear
I
you.
can hear you from my end.
Okay. So let me continue then. So after you are writing your approval information with the parameters you have, the next thing is to put a condition. That is the outcome, whatever comes from this request, the approver approve or disapprove. Two things will happen when you have a condition. Condition is either a yes or a no. If person approve, if you approve, I want some things to happen. I want this borrower's table. That
We are not seeing the screen.
It's network.
is let me share. Okay. So you can see my screen now.
By God's grace, we are planning.
We are only seeing the Teams
Always
screen for the sharing, not the actual the actual application that you're.
I think it's coming up.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Let me see if I can change the network.
It's not the network. It's just you're just seeing the wrong screen. You can see the Teams. Yeah, just need to need to minimize the Teams screen so that we can see the other one in the background. Yes, it's coming up. It's okay now.
Yeah, I can see it now
thanks.
from my end.
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay.
You can see it now.
Okay. So we want to update the table, and I'm not sure we have this table. I need to update the table. The table I want to update is if yes, I want to remove this guy. Remove this guy now. I want that Excel table again. We don't have that's just we need to just for learning sake, we will not update that table. So what we just do is to, because of the licensing issue, we'll see what we can do. So if it is yes, send an email. I think we can do that. Let's choose an operation. Email. Let's say mail. I think we prefer to use this Outlook. And then let's send an email. Subject.
to borrower. So just to subject, your request for this has been approved. We still use because our database, we did not create a room for email. That's why we are not seeing something here. So I will still be using the admin, whatever. So we can type the body of our email. Hello, borrower. Hello, borrower. Borrower is it's like it's a variable. We need to pick it from here. Hello, borrower. Now you can pick up the book requested. Thank you. I'll copy this because I'll need it again. Control C. Not really. I don't really need it. So that is if yes. If it's a no, let's add an action to a no. Email again. We need a mail again. This office again, this guy. No, this is not the one I want. Mail. This one, send email version 2 to admin at SGS. Okay. Subject, your request to borrow a book was denied. Then the body of the email will be hello, borrower again. Sorry.
I thought you'll be pasting since it has been copied.
No, it's the same content. It's different content. That's why I don't want to. Sorry. The book you requested was not available. Check. And check back next month. Thank you. At me, no, no, all right, so let me just quickly explain this. What we are saying is that the flow we just created is that when somebody go into the app, send a request to borrow a book, it comes into a database here. And we told the database, the moment anything lands inside this borrower database, do what? Initiate a process for approval. And that means an email will be sent to the owner of the library with this information. Hello, your approval is required for this book by this author, ASAP. Thank you. Regards, the borrower. So when this person receives an email, there is a box for approve or reject. So if the person approve, then we are saying there is a condition that if the outcome of this request come back to approve, then there are two things that will happen. It's either a yes. If it's approved, it's a yes. If it is not approved, it's a no. So if it's a yes, do something, send an email. And the email is to be sent back to the requester. It's because we did not, we didn't have all this detail in our table. That's why I'm using, so you can always be using your own email also for all this so that you can see how it works. So the email will read thus: your request for this book has been approved. Now you can pick up the book requested. Then if it is denied, it is this flow that the email will follow to come to this no part and say, sorry, the book you requested was not available. You can check back next month. And the flow will end. And then we can save. That's something we call a flow checker here to know if there is an error in flow. So you can remove this ambiguity by closing the flow. You can close the flow and then you have those three things. When you create an item, a flow should start and there is a condition. Save, we have saved. Then the flow checker will tell you if your flow is okay to run or not. Let's run the flow checker. There is no error, there is no warning. And we can test. Your flow is disabled right now. You need to enable it before testing. Okay, what's happening? Book flow. Yeah. Start. Okay. Yeah, open now. So this is just the last step. We just want to see how the flow works, and we want to test. I want to test manually. Let's see, test manually. So let's go ahead and initiate another. I did this one close again. Image. I want to go back to the app. This time around, if you are not editing, you can run your app directly by pressing play. I'm not sure if I told you this. Be sure my email is open. There's a lot of things will happen at the background. Okay. So I want to borrow. I go to this. I will select the book I want to borrow. And I borrow. Okay. So let's see how the flow works. Let's refresh this and be sure that something like that when a new item is created. Is there any new item created? What's happening? I cannot see any new item created. Wait. Just waiting for emails to trigger. To see the flow in action. To the flow. The flow we are testing. Now, why we are now borrowing Bukan is becoming an issue. Oh, I did not save this thing. That's why. The other one is not saying it. So see the book I want to borrow now. So borrow this and it goes. Let's see if there is a new item here. Carol is a new item here now, and the flow must start working. Test. The flow is running now. Something is created, yes. Start and wait for approval. You see there's a mail. Yes.
Is this the email you use? I think you use the SGS one. Is it the same?
Yeah,
Not the
is,
admin one.
The admin. I think I
That's another one you used.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can always check. It's been waiting for approval. It won't show me until when the approval runs. Let's see. Which one did I not use? It won't leave that stage if somebody did not approve. Oh, I see it on my phone.
Okay, the approval will be run from the email.
Yes. Let's see. Request approval for borrowing Carol Jire. Hello, your approval is required for Carol Jire by Adebayo Faleti ASAP. Thank you. Regards. So I have the option to approve. Once I click approve here, you will see that that stage will be okay. I've approved. That stage should go. Yeah. Okay. You see the green check that has been approved. And then the last condition has also been fulfilled. An email has been sent to somebody else. Okay, it just came in here. You see it here. Hello, Ahmed Idowu. That's the borrower. Now you can pick up the book requested. Thank you. Did you get the concept?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's retry the flow again. You can always test with the last action. So let's see if something will come that I will unapprove again. In real life, you don't get to see your flow. Once you test it and it is working, it's always behind the scene. It will be sleeping until somebody will go and trigger it by creating a new item in this SharePoint list. So flow is always sleeping. It's automation is there. You have automated the action. If the trigger does not come, it will always be there. But when the trigger comes, something will happen. Test. Let's test it again. Can we do automatic with recent trigger that succeeded 3 minutes ago? Let's test.
So all those leave requests that you go to the portal to run.
Yes.
This
That's
is
how
how
they
it's
work.
run. Okay. All right.
So let's see if this one will come here this time. It's my Outlook is, like you said, maybe I sent to somebody. Still waiting for the request. It's here on waiting on approval, but the email has not come. Requested. Okay, I've seen it. I'm going to reject this one this time around. I reject. Something will happen here. Okay, something has happened. So me, the borrower, I will receive the email. Hello, Ahmed, sorry, the book you requested was not available. You can check back next month. Thank you. Do you see how it works?
Yes, sir.
So somebody, you can be somewhere outside the country or anywhere, and somebody is raising the request. You come to your phone or to your email, you approve, the person will get back your thought. I approve, I reject. You see the title for this one now. Your request to borrow a book was denied. See the title for the first one. Your request for Carol Jire has been approved. As simple as that. That's how to create flow and automate our task. So in the next class, we are going to do a more comprehensive class. We share the manual. That one has manual. I just want this to be okay. Let's taste it. How does it look, so that we can know if we want to drink more or less. So I'm going to share the manual. You have to pre-read them, and then we'll start all over together and see what we can bring out from this training. At this point, I can boldly tell you that you are now a graduate citizen developer, if you can program to this point. So
Thank
any
you very,
question?
very much. At this
So as
point,
usual, okay, you're saying something?
yes, I said at this point, I will just say a very big thank you to you. It is not easy when you prepare for like 100 people, and then in your class as a teacher, you are seeing few students, and you didn't allow that to discourage you forging ahead to deliver what you have planned for people to know. So I will say thank you for that. that you never allow our number to discourage you. Also, thank you for your time that you have spent. It is not easy to be a teacher. It's not you're not a lecturer, you are a teacher, because taking somebody through stage by step to understand it is not easy. Lecturer does not know if you are getting it or not. It's only just to come to class, deliver, and get out. For a teacher, we ensure that you get it right before you move to the next stage. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And we're not going to disappoint you.
You're welcome, brother. Like I've said earlier, I said the criteria for success is to have only one person graduating from this developer school. So if I have three, then I've exceeded the expectation. So any other comment, any question? So as usual, this is a recorded session. We are going to share it to the platform again. All right, you want to say something, Tafik?
Yes, sir. To start with, this second class is actually complex. It's complex because